Welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Tim Weigel. I'm the statewide grape and hops IPM specialist and team leader with the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program, and I'm pleased to have Amara Dunn, the won't say brand new biocontrol specialist with the IPM program. I think you've been here a year as of the 1st of June, right?
A year as of the 1st of June, yeah.
So great. And so just wanted to take this opportunity to let Amara introduce herself, maybe give us an idea of your background and also what some of your major goals are coming into this position.
Great, yeah. So I'm the biocontrol specialist, which means that my job is to help the people of New York State use biological control to manage pests in any crop across the state, any pest, and then also in non-crop settings, so the places where people live, work, play, and learn. We call that community IPM. For those of you who maybe have not heard of biological control, a lot of people ask me, what is biological control? What do you mean by that? Basically, it means using a living organism to manage a pest. And that could be a microorganism, or it could be an insect, or a mite, or a nematode. There's a really broad range of organisms that can be beneficial and can help us with our pest management. So in terms of things that I'm working on, I'm starting projects in a lot of different crops and trying to get a sense, most importantly, of what the needs are, what pests need to be managed, and where biocontrol might be the best fit for that. I don't want to push biocontrol in a setting where that's not best, but I think it has a place in integrated pest management strategies, and I want to learn where the places that it can be most useful, and then help get information to you about how you can be using that most effectively.
Yeah. So actually biocontrol is just another tool in the IPM toolbox.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So we're standing out here. This is my attempt. This was before Amara came on board, and this was my attempt at producing an insectary to try and help overwinter beneficial insects. You said that you have a similar type of thing going on in Christmas tree plantings?
Yeah, we just installed, actually in the last couple of weeks, a Christmas tree planting at the Cornell Agritech at the New York State Agricultural Experiment Station in Geneva. And that's a research planting of Christmas trees, and we're putting some strips on the edges of that field that will be this type of habitat, plants that will flower throughout the growing season and provide habitat for beneficial insects, whether they're pollinators or natural enemies of pests. Because sometimes when you're doing biocontrol, you're putting out a live organism that's going to help you with your pest control. Other times what you're doing is you're creating habitat to conserve the natural enemies that are already in your environment.
So this is something that people at home, that, you know, if you have a garden, we talked about not necessarily biocontrol, but pollinators. And so when you're putting something like this out for biocontrol to help your pollinators as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So the good news is that what's good habitat for pollinators is good habitat for natural enemies, and you can be helping both types of beneficial insects that way. Essentially what you're trying to do is to provide pollen and nectar resources throughout the season by having something that's blooming during the whole season from spring to late fall, and then providing diverse structure, whether that's some grasses or some plants of different heights that will provide a place for those beneficial organisms to be looking for food, to be finding shelter.
Because some of the predatory insects, if the prey isn't around, they'll feed on pollen to make it through, not necessarily their preferred food source, but...
Yes, that's absolutely correct. And sometimes this sort of habitat will also attract other things that the predatory insects can feed on. Might not be pests, but other food for them.
Okay. And you told us today at the meeting that you have a blog for people that are interested?
I do have a blog, yes. It's called Biocontrol Bites with a Y. And you can find it on the New York State IPM website.
Okay.
I post about once a month something related to either a biological control success story or information about how to use biocontrol most effectively.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Amara.
Great.
It was a pleasure having you on today. If you have anything that you'd like to see future podcasts on, please give us a comment in the section below there, and hope to see you next week.
Thank you so much.